family is to ensure that this never happens to another innocent
Such
citizen.
move, dissolve enemy.
The Tulsa County District Attorney issues a first-degree manslaughter charge against Betty Shelby, the Tulsa police officer who shot and killed Terrence Crutcher last Friday.
News on 6's Marty Casper has been on top of the developments all day and has the newest details for us tonight.
This is now dissolved enemy.
At the press conference and in the affidavit, District Attorney Steve Kunzweiler says Officer Betty Shelby's actions last Friday were unreasonable in the heat of the moment.
I determined that the filing of the felony crime of manslaughter in the first degree against Tulsa police officer Betty Shelby is warranted.
It took less than 1 week for Tulsa County District Attorney Steve Kunzweiler to review evidence and decide that when Officer Betty Shelby shot and killed Terrence Crutcher last Friday, she committed a crime.
I have had a judge review a probable cause affidavit. A warrant has been issued for her arrest.
In the affidavit, it states that as Shelby approached Crutcher by his SUV with her gun drawn, another officer standing to her left told her he had his taser ready. It also says Crutcher reached into his driver's side window. That's when both the taser and single gunshot were fired. Afterwards, Shelby told TPD investigators she was in fear for her life and thought Crutcher was going to kill her. However, the DA says Officer Shelby's fear caused her to unreasonably escalate the situation from a confrontation where Crutcher was not responding to verbal commands to being emotionally involved, and she overreacted.
We
30
need
seconds
to
left.
pray for wisdom and guidance on each of our respective paths in life.
Kunzweiler says, remember, Shelby is innocent until proven guilty and is calling on everyone to remain peaceful throughout the court process.
15.
Our community has consistently demonstrated a willingness
10 seconds.
to respect the judicial
Ready,
process.
C.
If convicted of first-degree manslaughter, Officer Betty Shelby will face a minimum of 4 years in prison. In Tulsa, Marty Casper, News on 6.
And take you. Stand by 4
Tonight, Betty Shelby's attorney, Scott Wood, says that Shelby left Tulsa because of death threats, but she'll return soon to turn herself in. News on 6 reporter Tony Russell caught up with Wood tonight at Tulsa International Airport.
Roll A, sound dissolved enemy.
Officer Betty Shelby's attorney, Scott Wood, got off a plane tonight and had a chance to speak with us. He's reacting tonight to the charges filed by the Tulsa County District Attorney. He says he's not happy with the first-degree manslaughter charge.
Yeah.
I wasn't necessarily surprised because of the tremendous amount of pressures in this case brought on the community and the DA.
Yeah. You can make it a regular quad.
Surprised about how
102 standard.
It carries a degree of intent, a degree of recklessness, and that's not Betty Shelby.
Yeah, we see it, you just can't. It's not coming up in the monitor very well.
That's not Betty Shelby.
Wood says Officer Shelby could turn herself in sometime later tonight or tomorrow. From there, she'll go to jail,
15 seconds.
bond out, and then be arraigned. In the meantime, he says they'll be building a defense because ever since the district attorney handed down those charges, he's been speaking with use of force experts across the country. In Tulsa, Tony Russell, News on 6.
TQ, ready, Vista.
Civil rights activist Al Sharpton called the manslaughter charge filed today against Officer Shelby a swift step in the right direction. But Reverend Sharpton says he wants a further investigation of all the officers at the scene when the tragedy occurred. He added, we are anxious to know whether the conduct of these other officers will be subject to disciplinary actions or legal proceedings.
Take 2.
Sharpton plans to come to Tulsa Tuesday for what he's calling a National Day of Justice. So far, the time and place for the event have not been announced.
Advance it.
Terrence Crutcher's twin sister says she's grateful that Betty Shelby will be charged with manslaughter. She and their family attorneys spoke shortly after the district attorney made his announcement. News on 6 reporter Andy Chang has our continuing coverage.
Roll B, sound dissolved enemy.
The family calls this a small victory. Next, they want to see a conviction, and they want to see changes within the Tulsa Police Department.
First of all, God gets all the glory out of all of this. I'm just grateful.
Terrence Crutcher's twin sister Tiffany says their mother broke down when she got the news about the manslaughter charge against Officer Betty Shelby. They are happy. However, they say this is not over.
Happy that charges were brought. But let me be clear.
Melvin at 56.
The family wants and deserves full justice.
Attorney Demario Solomon Simmons says full justice means a vigorous prosecution and a guilty verdict. The minimum manslaughter sentence is 4 years in prison. The attorneys say whatever the jury decides will be appropriate. They also say first-degree manslaughter was the appropriate charge in this case. A murder charge would not have applied.
Under the law of Oklahoma, this is the maximum charge that could have been filed under these particular facts.
The Crutcher family's attorneys also called for Tulsa police officers to be outfitted with body cameras, for which they received a $600,000 federal grant last year. They also want officers to go through anti-bias training every year.
142 standard.
To remember her
what about the 4 and a loose quad in A?
Today we choose to celebrate Terrence's life.
Yes.
A life which he lived to the fullest every single
10
day.
seconds, ready,
Tiffany
4, ready,
says
A.
Tuesday's peaceful protest with Reverend Al Sharpton will go on as planned. From the Tulsa Police Department, I'm Annie Chang, News on 6.
Take Q.
And we, the
C
people of Oklahoma, continued rallying tonight
ready,
for
C.
justice following the death of Terrence Crutcher. News on 6 reporter Tony Russell tells us organizers are happy.
Take, stand by B.
The charges were filed against Officer Shelby.
Roll B, wipe sound.
Black lives! Black lives!
Tonight's planned rally in front of City
Mark,
Hall
12,
changed
ready,
its theme following formal charges being brought against Tulsa police officer Betty Shelby.
Today we stand here victorious, day 6. We have a charge.
Ethan Pierce, 17, key enemy.
Oklahoma drew a large crowd
key enemy.
action
Ethan.
and policy changes from city
Enemy now.
It feels good that we
Trevin,
have
enemy.
people being peaceful, and it feels good that
Enemy
we're
now.
not trying to cause any chaos.
Melinda, 49. This runs a
We're
minute
trying to be
13
peaceful as
standard.
possible. But at the same time, it takes time to heal from.
Not all agree with Officer Shelby's manslaughter first-degree charge.
To me, honestly, it's a letdown.
Ready,
to see
key
it,
from
but
Melinda.
If some justice happened, I'll take it.
Now the legal process is moving forward.
I still think she deserves a trial. This is a country where you deserve to have a trial.
Out to 2 in effects
whether or not
next.
she did good or bad. That's why we live here.
Organizers
15
feel
seconds
a
left.
lot has been accomplished this week.
Please understand
10
that
seconds,
it
ready,
takes
2
a
in effects.
collective, as all of us are. So I believe that tonight Tulsa will sit down and rest and say that our government got it right.
Here we are.
In Tulsa, Tony Russell, News on
Anime take Q.
State House
ready,
Minority Leader Scott Inman says with Crutcher's death and other officer-involved shootings, an independent investigative team may not be necessary. Inman says the state has discussed a team like this in the past, but those talks have been tabled. Now he thinks the discussion is needed again. He wants the state to consider an independent investigation team led by the Attorney General for any officer-involved shooting.
Sound, take, enemy.
That's not to say that the local police departments can't be trusted.
Enemy now, tag 3, Craig.
Actually benefits those local police departments. So that way, when a report comes out and they say, yes, there was wrongdoing, or no, there wasn't any wrongdoing on the part of the police officers, the public can trust that. There won't be any suspicion that, oh, well, they're just trying to cover up to protect one of their own. I think it's best for the department themselves.
Take you.
Inman says
ready for an effects,
the
page
discussion
9.
Could resume in the next session, but it doesn't begin until February.
Anime take you. Ready,
Services
a clean.
for Terrence Crutcher will stretch over the
Relay,
weekend.
take.
The family visitation and viewing of the body will take place Friday from 4 to 7 at New Heights Christian Church. The funeral service will be Saturday evening at 7 at Antioch Baptist Church. The public is welcome at both, but should arrive early for the funeral.
Sound and take enemy. Runs 18 seconds.
PM, we would like for them to
enemy
line
now.
up
Terry,
on
we got
both sides of the street at Sam Houston and across the street.
Stand by her,
be
Mike.
their well wishes. So as we come into the church to do the processional, that they will be there to, give the family their condolences.
Mike Q, ready 3 in the Zoom on Craig.
Monday and will be a private graveside service for
Start
the family.
Move. Take Q.
A GoFundMe
ready,
account
3.
was created to support Terrence Crutcher's 4 children. At last check, people have donated more than $150,000.
Semi-A clean.
You can see our entire coverage of the Terrence Crutcher police shooting at newson6.com. Find the link by hovering over the news tab. One protest calling for the arrest of Shelby almost took a turn for the worse. A viewer posted cell phone video on our Facebook page from Tuesday's demonstration outside of the Tulsa Police Department headquarters. During the event, several people took turns at the microphone. Well, one person started making inflammatory racial remarks, so organizer Mark Lewis quickly stepped in and took away the microphone.
Roll-based sound and take enemy. It's 13 seconds.
We have people strategically placed
enemy now.
in certain
Stand by Craig's
areas that
mic.
will go and fix a problem. And as you heard, I said I will shut this down if there become a problem, because we don't want violence. We want to make sure our message is heard.
My cue. Ready for one to loosen.
As long as protests continue, they will ask people to protest peacefully.
Take cue.
And protests in Charlotte, North Carolina have not been peaceful like the ones here in Tulsa. Police and National Guard troops are making their presence known on the streets tonight, hoping to prevent a third night of riots. Even still, people are marching through the streets protesting the death of a black man at the hands of police.
Stand by B.
Kenneth Craig
Full
is
sound.
in Charlotte tonight.
Roll B. Wipe sound full.
Protesters
Carmelo
took to the streets
9,
of Charlotte for the third night in a row, angry over the police shooting of 43-year-old Keith Scott.
We gotta stand up for what we believe in, because we don't stand here, our kids are not going to stand here.
The city is under a state of emergency, and officials just set a curfew for midnight.
None of us are free. None of us are free. Until all of us are free.
As night fell, National Guard tanks rolled in and heavily armed troops patrolled on foot, gathering in a show of force, determined to keep the peace.
Right now, we think we're adequately resourced to have a much better
41
outcome,
for Kenneth Craig,
we're
ready
committed
key.
to ensuring the safety of the public.
This is the way some businesses in downtown Charlotte prepare for
out,
tonight.
that's your last
You can
key.
see
Minute
nearly
32
every
standard.
single window on the
We have
ground
page
floor of
13
this
next.
hotel is boarded up.
Wednesday's violent protests left businesses damaged and looted, officers and civilians injured. One person was shot in the head and died, but it's not clear who shot him. Police say they are reviewing the tapes as well as the police and dash cam recordings of Scott's shooting. They showed 2 recordings to Scott's family, who later released a statement saying in part, they have more questions than answers, and they could not discern what Scott was holding in his hands,
Craig's back
if
to
anything. They also say when he was shot and killed, his hands were by his side, and he was slowly walking backward. The family is calling on police to release the tapes to the public immediately. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, Charlotte.
Wipe Q. Stand by
right
mystery.
Now, Tulsa police need your help
Wipe
finding these 2 girls. Police say 12-year-old Nettie and 3-year-old Jenny
3 for the T's will be next.
were
T3
last
and
seen
B.
at their mother's apartment near 12th and Mingo Wednesday afternoon. DHS allowed the girls to stay with their mother on a trial basis, but when the DHS worker went to pick them up, the girls ran off. Police say the girls may be with their mother's boyfriend, Manuel Gomez,
Ready 3 for the
they could be in
T's.
danger. If you've seen them, call police.
Take.
Fall
Music,
is
Star Polo,
finally
73
here,
dissolve, enemy.
but you can't quite tell it on the
Stand by
Osage
B.
Casino Skycam Network. Coming up in 5 minutes, Travis tells us when rain and cooler temperatures
Roll
will
B.
make it to
Wipe.
country.
And coming up next, video of a
Stand by your
fight
break,
that
master.
got a Tulsa jailer fired and now facing criminal charges.
And baited down, roll your break. Very nice. 10 out. Stand by 4 with. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and fade on my cue and anime.
The Tulsa County DA has filed a misdemeanor charge
Anime
against
now.
a former
Ready,
detention officer with the Tulsa County Sheriff's Office.
Roll
Sheriff
line.
Vic
Take
Regalado fired Mark Moncrief last month after investigators say he allowed
Anime now.
dozens of inmates
on
under
Craig
his
and zoom
supervision
name.
to take part in a fight.
Ready,
They say
3 with.
surveillance video shows Moncrief didn't do anything to stop the fight and never
Start to move.
reported
Take
it.
cue and anime.
Charges are dropped against a Pawhuska man charged in
Anime
Osage
now.
Nation
Ready,
Tribal
Biz 3.
Court with the 2015 death of his girlfriend. The tribe's attorney
Take
general
anime.
says Thomas Eves was charged
C
in
to A
tribal
with.
court this year after a ruling led prosecutors to dismiss
Stand
federal
by
charges
C.
against him. Investigators say Eves spent a night of heavy drinking with his
Roll
girlfriend,
C.
who later died.
Wipe. Stand by A with.
ODOT is weighing its options to
Roll A.
replace
Wipe
a
anime.
historic Route 66 bridge. The 80-year-old Horse Creek Bridge
Anime now.
east of
Looks
Afton
like
is
KOM
structurally
video. C to
deficient, but
4 in effect.
because it's on the National Register of
where I used to
Historic
work.
Places,
Stand by
the
C.
bridge can't be torn down. It's one of the few remaining 2-lane bridges in the state with dual pedestrian walkways. ODOT is considering leaving it in place as a monument or
Roll C.
a pedestrian-only bridge.
Wipe Q Terry. Stand by 4 in
Time to
effects.
change your email
Anime
password.
dissolve.
Yahoo says the personal information from 500
See full
million
sounds next for
accounts
page 21.
was stolen in what the company is calling a massive security breach. The hacked data includes users' names,
6 months
email
ago.
addresses, phone numbers,
Ready,
and
C.
dates of birth. The stolen information does not include payment card or bank account details. Yahoo recommends that users change their passwords, especially especially if they haven't done so in the last
Roll
2 years.
and take sample.
Now,
stand by one.
Oklahoma weather expert, Travis
Q. Let's hold on his name for a second.
Know it was hot. This was the first day of fall. It didn't seem to work out really well for us. 94 was the temperature in Tulsa. Owasso back out to Sand Springs. And looking even to Jinx and Sepulveda, 93, I mean, it's just hot. 90 off to the east Pryor and also in Wagner. But we know it's been hot for the last 4 or 5 days. I mean, temperature's been running in the mid-90s, low to mid-90s to upper 90s. And then today we hit 94 and for the next couple of days. But look what happens. Here's a blue line. Finally, we get to go below normal. That'll be on Sunday. So the beginning of fall is going to just be delayed by about 72 hours. But we'll get there. The reason being, this huge high is just why the hot air is just stuck here, and it's going to sit here for a little bit
about
longer.
the 4 and a 3 down the line, then we'll
Very
go
large
straight to a
storm
full
system.
screen for the
Green indicates where
Coleman
there's
thing.
precipitation. Blue indicates strong winds in the upper atmosphere. And so you see that green is coming in as we get into Saturday night, especially Saturday night into Sunday. So we have opportunities for rain. Not everybody's going to pick up a ton of rain, but at least there's a good chance of rain for most of us. Yeah. And then that system will gradually move off to the east as it does so by Tuesday. Fall weather is going to be moving in. I mean, actually cool, pleasant weather, and that will continue for the kickoff of the Tulsa State Fair. Now, that high, the last high I was just showing you, was for hot weather. This is just a fair weather one, but it's cooler air mass here, so that's really going to be nice.
Before we have the weekend morning show, you should just be special.
Too much, I don't believe. All right, temperatures around the city sitting around 80 degrees at this time. Dew point at 63. It did drop in the 50s. Very dry air, but it's starting to creep back up, a little bit more moisture. We're down 71 right now in Claremore, 69, Pryor 71 for Wagner, back in the Tulsa, 77 right now, Broken Arrow, 82 downtown for the warm spot, so to speak. As we look at tonight through the morning hours, still quiet. We do see a few clouds coming in down to the south, not much. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 60s. Tomorrow, though, interesting, we've had to change a couple of things here. So we've seen an increase in a chance of a shower, isolated thunderstorm, late tomorrow afternoon, mainly south of Tulsa. But that could affect the high school football games briefly for a few of them. So if you're going to be out and about for high school football, there is a slight chance of thunderstorms during the late afternoon, early evening time period, mainly south of Tulsa. Temperatures will remain warm. This will probably be the last summer football game, you could almost call it, with weather conditions the way they are. As we look at temperatures on into Saturday morning, it's still warm. But during the course of Saturday, lots of moisture streaming in. Notice how warm it is still, especially if we can get the sun. Then a line of thunderstorms will start to try to roll in. Don't forget Saturday morning, Race for the Cure right now looks fantastic. There is a slight chance of a sprinkle or shower. Should not be a major player with temperatures running generally in the 70s through 10 o'clock. All right, so our rain chances come in as we go on into Saturday night and Sunday morning. That green is rain, yeah. And there's off and on chance of rain and some thunder right into Sunday afternoon. If we can continue with rain, look what happens. This is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Temperatures could be in the 60s in the middle of the afternoon. Oh, my goodness. That's not too shabby. And then that system will move on out, and then we'll see gradual clearing and cool weather on into Friday, and nobody complaining. So peak rain chances are going to be mainly on late Saturday night into Sunday. And our forecast looks like this. Relatively quiet, 67. Heavy dew in the morning. Heavy dew warning. 88
is clear.
At noontime.
About the 4 and 3 down the line and straight
hanging
to
in there, even though
history.
it's the second day of fall. 93, isolated shower storm if you're south of Tulsa. Then everybody gets in on the chance showers. Only a slight chance Saturday. Best chance will be Saturday evening into Sunday, and then ending on Monday. And then here comes the Tulsa State Fair with fair weather.
Dissolve. Ready for history?
I'm ready for the temperature change. It's going to be kind of nice.
Me too. All right. Thank you, Travis.
And
Thanks, Travis. And also, we want to remind you our Race for the Cure coverage will start at 7 o'clock on Saturday morning.
Sorry.
Leanne, Rich, Allen, Dave, and Will will join Tess and Stacia on 6 in the morning Saturday for our live coverage of the race.
Take.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, you bet. Well, Thunder General Manager Sam Presti gives his thoughts on possible national anthem protests this NBA season.
And the Oklahoma Special Olympics honors Barry Switzer for 4 decades of service.
And fade away your break. One. Roll D and fade up sound.
Driven by your Oklahoma Ford dealers.
3 and effects.
This is News on 6 Sports with Harold
Q.
Gaining confidence tops the Express Pro Sports Desk tonight. OSU's passing game got all the headlines in their win over Pitt Saturday. Quarterback Mason Rudolph set the school record for passing yards in the game. James Washington set a record for most receiving yards in the half. but the offensive line showed improvement as well in the running game.
Bernie
Childs, career-high 101 yards and scored 4 touchdowns.
Stand by, be with for sound.
Mike Yursich can see a growing confidence in the offensive line, but knows more still needs to be
Robbie, wipe sound.
We understand we have a lot of work to do. There's a lot of room for
improvement.
Runs
22
so what we really
seconds.
Need to focus on is just daily execution, understanding that the process and the practices will take care of themselves. And the results will show themselves on game day, and not press, but just go to work every day. And, you know, that confidence is good to be able to execute in the game, and then that should carry over as well.
Thank you.
Barry Switzer has been an honorary head coach for the Oklahoma Special Olympics for more than 4 decades. So tonight, the organization thanked him for all he's done since 1974. Switzer was honored at the organization's gold medal gala at Southern Hills Country Club. He's been an honorary coach, cheerleader, and recruiter for the Special Olympics from the beginning and hasn't missed a year.
Robbie, wipe sound.
I've been involved with them from the beginning, really.
And 20.
And I reflected on
out the 4 in the V-Plaz, A in the V-Plaz.
From where it was at Watland Field and Edmond, Oklahoma to
ready 4, ready A.
The great leadership and the volunteers and the coaches and everybody that made it happen. And it's a special team now, and it's always been special.
Thank you. All right, the NBA season is right around the corner, and a looming question remains is how will the league handle potential protests during the national anthem? Thunder guard Victor Oladipo expects they will happen. The NBA and Players Union are working together to find some common ground on potential protests. At the moment, it's against NBA rules to not stand for the anthem.
Stand by B.
Thunder General Manager Sam Presti on what lies
ahead.
B,
wipe sound. Ready key, anime?
It's a topic and an important topic.
Animate out.
You know, our viewpoint on it is obviously we've
round's
had
28 seconds.
And staff
A with
for the national anthem.
Actually, I thought that video
over the
froze
past
for a
8
second.
years. You know, we'd
stand
love
by
to
A
see
with
that continue. At the same time, our players have the opportunity and ability to express themselves as people, and we respect that above all.
Wipe Q. Ready key.
So practice starts for the Thunder this Saturday. Plenty of new faces on the roster
out.
this season.
Be sound full width. There's a free screen at the start, but we should be able to cover by the wipe. Stand by B.
But returner Steven Adams has a vivid memory from last year's game against Victor.
Robbie and wipe sound.
Yeah, I mean, like Victor and stuff. He was a
out. No sports out. We'll pitch the break and to continue the VO here.
So yeah.
Ready key. Stand by Harold's mic.
In terms of me hitting him, but yeah, he's fine.
My cue, Ken,
All right, you can watch more of our conversation.
Go on the break after that on this video here.
Apparently coming up Sunday on
Stand by your break, master.
Sports Blitz. And we'll be back after this.
And fade it down. Ready, break. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And roll A. Fade up my cue.
And before we go tonight, we wanted to show you the newest addition to Broken Arrow's Rose District. It's an interactive water fountain. You can find it in the Rose District Pavilion on Main Street. It features dancing water and a light show. The city unveiled it last night.
Cool looking shot there.
20 shot.
The kids are going to love it as well.
Of course they are.
Yeah. Well, we sure appreciate you being here with us a little later tonight after the football
15,
Staying up late with us. And as always, the Late Show with Stephen Colbert is coming up next.
And Ken Anime. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fade us out. Thank you, folks. Nice job.